And we're back in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once more to the Caiman Show, your one-stop shop for music, arts, and anything bizarre, to be honest with you. But we don't have bizarre tonight. We're doing a musical topic tonight. We have a treat for you. I have representing the band Firekind with me today. He does vocals. He does guitar for the group. Give it up for my friend, now yours as well, Jas. Jas, how we doing? Welcome to the show, sir.
How you doing? It's good to be here. Thanks for having me on your screens.
Very welcome, man. The pleasure's all ours. Great to have you here. I've been having a look at some of your stuff. I'm quite new to you myself, I'll be honest, but I am impressed. It's great stuff. You've got a great sound. Some of your videos are great as well. One in particular I was looking at online, the Sound of Rain video. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Sure.
But first of all, for anyone watching who's unfamiliar with Firekind, give us a little bit of history, if you would, just like where, why, when, and how did this band come about?
So Dan on the bass is my brother. So we've been gigging together since for a long time, a really long time. And Robin on the drums is a really good friend. We've been playing with him for 3 or 4 years now, I think, maybe even longer. Time flies.
It does, man. It does.
But yeah, we're from South Devon in the UK, a little town called Torquay and Newton Abbot.
Ah, right. I know Torquay very well. Yes, it's one of the stag do capitals of the UK, that.
Stag hen do's.
Brilliant stuff, yeah.
Too much alcohol, walking around the town at 4 a.m. at night.
My kind of place, man. My kind of place.
But yeah, it's good. It's good near the sea, isn't it? So good to get out on that every now and then.
Brilliant stuff. We get down that neck of the woods every now and then on the motorcycles as well. We go to Ilfracombe occasionally, which isn't too far away. And I think we also go to Painton, which is a little closer, is it? Or have I got that the wrong way around?
No, that's correct. Yeah, Painton. Yeah, we used to gig a venue when we started playing as a band. You know, when I was in my mid-teens, we used to play a venue in Painton actually, like every week.
Yeah,
like a residency type thing, and it really sort of it was like an amazing apprenticeship because it was introduction to gigging, and you start off a bit rough, and then gigging week in week out, you eventually sort of get the ropes, So
yeah,
good fond memories of that.
Excellent stuff. Excellent, brilliant. Nah, it's a beautiful place, man. Beautiful. It's like you said, you've got it all there. You got the sea, you got the nightlife. It's the place to be very much. So when did the band begin then? When did you decide? And did you start doing originals as well from the get-go, or were you a lot of bands start with covers and whatnot? What was your deal?
The originals thing has always been there, right from the start. But like I said, with the gigs that we did, like in Painting, the apprenticeship, you wouldn't get a residency unless you're playing, some songs that like most people know. So, in order to get out gig as much as possible, which is also what I like to recommend to like new bands starting out. Just make get a set on the side which you can just get out and gig as much as possible, and get those live performance skills going and stuff. But yeah, the original thing is always been there, and yeah, it's taken us all over the place, and all over Europe and Thailand and over to America. So.
Thailand, you've done Thailand as well, yeah, and America. Tell us about those trips, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so Thailand was a competition called Global Battle of the Bands, and we did a few various heats in the UK, and we won the sort of UK one, and then. They announced like a year after that the world final would be in Thailand, and all expenses paid. Come over, play 2 songs on stage, and then good luck. And yeah, we won that one. So it was an amazing trip. First time all of us had been to Thailand.
Yeah, when was that?
It was quite a few years ago, actually. Excuse me. So quite a few years back now.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Thailand. What do you think of the place?
Oh, amazing! Yeah, completely amazing. So we're there just to rock out, and in the daytime we're like walking around these jungles, and we went to like an elephant sanctuary, where they rescue elephants and stuff.
Yeah.
Sampled the cuisine, had a walk around Bangkok for a night.
Oh, fantastic! But that was an experience in itself.
Yeah, it was. What happens in Bangkok stays in Bangkok.
Yeah, so I'm told, yeah, by many of the boys who've been over, but that's a whole other story, Jace, for a whole other day. So where in Thailand did you play? Was it like a festival there or something, or
Chiang Mai?
Yeah,
yeah. So we flew into Bangkok, and then stayed there for a night, and then got a connecting flight to Chiang Mai, and played. It was an outside venue. They'd set up this huge stage in, believe it or not, the massive car park of like the main mall in Chiang Mai.
Amazing.
And I was so surprised how busy it was, because and the amount of research that the locals had done. All these foreign bands coming in, they were like so excited, and we had people sort of front row like shouting our name when we started.
Amazing. That's awesome.
How is this even possible?
That's quite surreal, man, isn't it?
It was. It really lifted our spirits. So.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. Was that like your first big job, your first big gig, or had you done some others before? You mentioned America as well.
Yeah, so we went to America. We haven't really sort of toured America as of yet, but we went over to record in America. But with regards to sort of big shows, we've done quite a few supports back in the UK.
Yeah.
Bands like Feeder and Texas.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Tiny Temper, believe it or not, as well.
That's incredible, man. There's some quality names.
And even Calvin Harris, we played on the same bill as him, and sharing the backstage dressing area, and he's got family in a place called King Staten, which is really cool. So we were like we had the sort of grandmother of the band had baked some cakes. And to bring with us, and we were giving away these cakes to like Tiny Temper and Calvin Harris and stuff, and Zane Lowe, and just having little chats, about King Staten. It was surreal, but amazing experience.
That's brilliant, mate. Fantastic. You're talking about the cakes there. You remind me of a biker tour we once went on, and someone said then, I think it was either the mother or the grandmother had baked these cakes. So we all had the cake, and we're happy. And the night went on. You know where this is going, didn't it?
Yeah.
The night went on, and before you know, where we were like looking up in the sky, looking at the stars, seeing Mickey Mouse and everything, and it was quite bizarre. But yeah, but they weren't like that, were they?
No, they were like genuine, like nice sort of cupcakes with icing on top and stuff, like
legitimate, honest cakes.
Exactly. But, to think like nowadays, you just couldn't do that, could you? You couldn't give someone a cake.
No,
you couldn't even like touch them. You couldn't even shake their hand.
That's it. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that brings us to lockdown then. So, for yourselves, obviously, lockdown would have brought change. How's it been for you? Have you managed to keep going? Have you managed to use it to your advantage, like a lot of people have? I mean, I was talking to a band, Ravenbreed, last week. They were on, and they mentioned that none of them were technical or anything before lockdown. Now one of them's pretty much a graphic designer. The other one's pie hot on all these intimate gigs, virtual gigs and everything. How's it been for yourselves?
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have a studio, which is the one I'm in right now. In my house. So
yeah, it looks the part, man. Fair play.
Thanks. Yeah. Even during like the hardest like full on isolated parts of lockdown, it's just me here, and I'll just be in this studio just like practicing and writing music and stuff, and making music videos or whatever, so I think before the whole lockdown thing, we were gigging so much, just every week, just out
flat out.
Yes, and it just gave us a little bit of time to sort of rein it back a little bit, and write some more stuff more consistently. So it's try to see the lighter parts of it, the silver lining.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's given a lot of people time to reflect as well. Lockdown, I think. I mean, I've been like a caged animal, to be honest with you. But as the Chili Peppers once said, destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. So that's what it's done. I think it's gripped onto people. It's like, all right, you're stuck in this rut now in these four walls. What you're going to do is sink or swim. let's get creative. And a lot of people, yourself included, by the sound of things and by the look of things, I have been doing my research. I've got pretty damn creative. So my sunglasses are off to you.
Nice. Thank you very much. You've did more shows during lockdown, haven't you? More interviews?
Yes, I have. I'll be honest, I've never done a podcast before lockdown. You know, and it's only towards the later stages I started getting really bored, because I'm in bands myself. I've been in entertainment myself for years, wrestling and everything. I was a happy hardcore MC back in the day. That's a whole other story, a whole other level. But yeah, I just needed something to focus on. So I was like, right, let's talk to some people about what they are doing, what they are missing, what they've been up to, how they've been coping. And it's been good for me in that sense as well, you know, to give me something to focus on.
Yeah, no, I've watched some of your other interviews, and they're great, man. Really fluid conversations. It's awesome. Yeah,
man, that's what it's all about. It's not about writing a load of questions down and just quizzing someone and reading them to them. I like to talk to people, get their stories, you know, get to know them a bit. You know, like yourself now, we've known each other about 5 minutes. I feel like I've known you about 5 years already. You know, so fancy a beer on the weekend? Or
definitely, just book it in.
Awesome. I'll jump down on the bike, man. It'd be awesome. I'll bring the Harley. Fantastic. So yeah, lockdown. Was there an EP recorded in lockdown as well? I know I've been looking and listening to your live in lockdown EP. Tell me about that. Was it recorded in a church? Is that right?
Yeah. So it's one of our sort of favorite rehearsal locations, which happens to be a church in a nice sleepy village around where we live. Secret location.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's got really lush acoustics in there, so you can set up, and it was one of the first times that we played sort of proper loud in a long time because of the lockdown, and we hadn't been able to sort of meet up to rehearse. And I think the ambience of the church gave a little bit extra kick to us, you know, to try and do our best performance, even though there was like no one in the audience, no audience at all.
Yeah.
Virtual audience. But so live in lockdown, it's like 4 tracks, you know, which we always like to segue between tracks, you know, straight into the next one.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, excellent. So where can people check this out? Where can people find it? The website, is it firekind.com? Is that correct?
Exactly, yeah, firekind.com, and we got a little shop on there as well. So go on there. Also available on all the digital vendors, you know, like iTunes, Spotify.
Excellent. Deezer, Google, so on and so forth. Yeah. Others are also available. Just want to point that out.
No preference.
No preference. Whatever you like. So I've been looking on YouTube. Obviously, you've got a good YouTube presence there as well. So your YouTube channel, Firekind Official. So I've been looking at a couple of bits and pieces, and I've been looking at one video which we talked about at the top of the show. Sound of Rain, the video there. I'll be honest, great video, but as a musician, it gave me a shitload of anxiety seeing those perfectly good instruments being dragged through the sea. Tell me about the instruments, man. Whose were they? Were they legitimate instruments? Were they dead? What's the deal here? Were they destroyed?
I know. Obviously, when the director, Elliot Montello, came up with this idea, you know, I think you should start in the sea.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this is amazing. And then we're like, what are we going to do about our instruments? So, you know, we instantly jumped on like Free Cycle. And I think the bass drum you see was like the most rickety kind of, it was like almost going to be thrown away. So, yeah. we grabbed it and we sprayed it black, try to make it, you know, bodge it to look look nice, and you know, just like used a white pen, you know, to write.
It worked.
Yeah. And there was no guitar in the guitar case. So
right, okay, I feel a little better about that. But there was a bass guitar going through the sea, though, was there not?
There was some collateral damage with the bass. I must Again, that was like one you know, we picked up sort of cheap on eBay.
Yeah.
And, we're like, I'm sure it'll be all right. I'm sure it'll be fine, you know, just a little bit of water.
Yeah.
And like a couple of days after the shoot, the fretboard had come away from the neck.
That salt water eats away at anything. It's like acid, man, you know?
Yeah. But other than the bass, nothing else was damaged, really.
Well, that's good. Poor bass player, though, eh? Poor Dan.
Yeah, I know. But it was a really fun shoot that day actually. Despite starting it off in the sea where we were like, it's so cold.
Yeah. What time of year was it?
It definitely wasn't summer.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Says your balls.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, the sea's like always cold, so.
Yeah, it is in this country, that's for sure. I went in. I was desperate the other week. I'm a man of the sea myself, very much so. All right, I'm like a Tesco value Aquaman, you know. Other stores are also available. Funny we should mention it. But yeah, I'm like a brand X Aquaman, should we say? But I love it. Whether it's surfing, kayaking, swimming, scuba diving, etc. I love it. But in this country, by God, it's cold. I think lockdown was lifted. When was it? The last time it was lifted anyway. Let's say April, May time, I think it was. We went down to myself, the missus, the little ones. We went down to a beach somewhere anyway, down West Wales way. I have to go in the sea. I'm like one of those dogs that sees water. It's like off I go. So in I go, just straight in with a somersault off the shoreline, just to give myself the baptism of fire rather than all this creeping up to your core and everything.
I'm 100%, yeah. Straight
totally
in.
Get in, get it done. It was absolutely freezing at first. And I thought, I'm all right. I was swimming around then. Then before I know it, I could feel my balls getting tighter and tighter, colder and colder. And I had to tap out in the end and just get out to there, man. But you're right. Yeah. It's doing this. So if that video was shot in like spring or dare I say winter even, so hats off to you. Fair play.
Thank you. Yeah. And we brought like towels and a change of clothes and everything, you know, because we thought, we do the sea bit, then we change into clothes. But we we're on a bit of a time constraint, so we like didn't even dry off. It just dried off naturally, like whilst we're doing the rest of the filming.
That's not cool, especially when there's denim and that involved. You know, that takes an eternity to dry. You know, I've done it myself, mine. I've been on the beach just walking by, sunny day. I didn't have any swim shorts or anything. It's either jeans or cut off jeans, and it's just what the hell? Come on, you know. Like I said, I'm that dog who loves water. Again, in I go, and away we go. But it takes forever to dry. Great video though, man. How long did the shoot take?
It was just 1 day.
Was it? There we are. That's good. Those ones are good. Yeah.
It's, to be honest, you know, hats off to Elliot Montello, the sort of director. He, you know, such a pro, just nailed it. Yeah, knocked it right out. And obviously the editing and that sort of stage, that took a lot longer. But he's over in Canada now, I believe. He works he works with some quite sort of big shows actually, and a few big films like Planet of the Apes and all that whole franchise is, you know,
that's quite incredible.
Yeah, quite involved in that. And I think he's even been an extra in Planet of the Apes, you know, he's one of the soldiers.
Wicked, man. I could be an extra in Planet of the Apes, but I wouldn't be a soldier. So that video, I highly recommend it for anyone who's watching, anyone who's listening. Get yourselves onto YouTube, the YouTube channel Firekind Official. The music video in question is Sound of Rain. Check it out. They're all freezing the nuts off. Instrument lives do matter, and you know, minimal damage was inflicted, so that's a good thing. I can sleep tonight now knowing that, so I feel a lot better. So have you guys started gigging again now lockdown's lifted, or?
We've managed to do a few rehearsals and stuff, and you know, 1 or 2 sort of little shows, but nothing major as of yet, because it's just been so hard to like, you know, lock it down and book it in. But we do have some shows coming up quite shortly, which we're going to announce very soon. So stay tuned on that.
Excellent.
The big thing for us is our tour in October.
October and a couple of days in November there as well. Yeah, you've got some dates there. So that's going to be very busy for you. I hope none of you got wives, because you might not by the end of it. It's looking busy. We've got a few places so far. You've got Cambridge, Blackpool, Liverpool, Norwich, Crumlin just up the road. I might see you there in the Patriots.
Oh, definitely.
Awesome. No, I'll try my best to come along to that. I can't remember what date that is. That is one in October, though. You've got
22nd.
What date? Sorry.
22nd of October.
22nd of October. Excellent stuff. Does that fall on a Friday or a Saturday?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. Could be a Sunday, a Monday, who knows? But I'll try my best to get to that one. We got Edinburgh, Bradford, Birmingham, London. Last 2 dates I mentioned they're in November. But yeah, busy time, man. So you are a busy band.
Yeah, we're so excited about it. Obviously, being unable to gig for such a long time, it's just going to be such such a blowout in a good way. But we're actually supporting one of our really good friends, awesome musician Jack J. Hutchinson as well. So
yes, I'm familiar with Jack. I'm familiar with his work. I'm hoping he'll be coming on in a few weeks as well. I know he's got some stuff coming up in July, I believe. So we'll give a few plugs there for him as well. Great musician.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, and a really nice guy as well. So which makes a big difference, I think.
Oh yeah, that goes a long way. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
it doesn't always work out that way in the music business, does it? No. You know, I'm sure you've seen all kinds of drama queens yourself along the way.
Yeah, I mean, try to avoid them as much as possible, don't you? But sometimes you have to sort of deal with some people. But there you go, you know, just try and be nice. No.
Yeah, that's it, man. You know, manners cost nothing, whoever you are. And wherever you are on the level, just remember who you see on your way up, because you're going to bump into them on your way back down as well. That's what I always say. But those people are few and far between, I find. But there's still a couple out there, you know. But I won't name names, but you know who you are.
Yeah. But like when we went to record in LA, we met up with Josh Homme, I think is how we pronounce it. Josh Homme, amazingly nice guy, friendly, and Dave Grohl, we
oh wow,
chatted to him a few times, and again, such a nice guy. And it just goes to show, you know, if you're a nice guy, then the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Dave Grohl, idol of mine, you know. Again, we go back to Tesco value here again now, you know.
Yeah.
But idol of mine. I actually tried via social media to taunt him onto the show as well. And I'm still trying, but I will continue trying. If it gets to him, I reckon he's one of those guys who might say, hey, this guy needs a break. And he looks a little like me as well. You know, the Brand X version. Give him a break, give him a shot. So I'll keep pursuing that anyway. So if you do ever bump into that on social media, give it a little click for me, give it a little share.
Yeah, I'll try and remember that if our paths ever cross again.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Yeah. Well, if they do, little word in his ear, then the beer's on me, all right, in Crumlin. So happy days. So yeah, you've got the website firekind.com. So it's all news, tour dates, and everything available on there. So links to your YouTube, your social media as well.
Yeah,
we're presence on there as well. Yeah,
quite active on Facebook and Instagram, and Twitter as well. So if you know, it's hard keeping track of them all, isn't it? To be honest.
It is, man. It is totally. I'm the same. I've got everything same as yourself. I've got YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's like you've got to remember. It's like, right, done that one, done that one, done that one. Oh, forgot to do that one, you know. Someone told me the other day as well, oh, you need a TikTok account now as well. So I was like, I've created one, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing on there. I'm not 10 years old. I'm not this clued up, you know. You need a younger mind, someone techie, someone gadgety to work some of these things. But I'm on there nonetheless anyway. So let's see where it goes.
Because I think in a couple of years that will be taking over, you know, all of them.
It certainly looks that way at the moment. Yeah, it's just getting pretty busy on there.
And I think John May has started like a big account on there as well, and that's gone a bit viral.
Yeah.
You got to join the kids, haven't you?
That's it, man. Exactly. You know, if someone's not on YouTube, someone's not on, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you may find them on TikTok. It's just, you know, scoping everyone, putting them all under a microscope and just seeing who you can find out there. It's reaching out to everyone on every level, I suppose, and you know, it goes a long way.
It's like MySpace, isn't it? Do you remember MySpace?
Yes, I do. I remember. Whatever happened to Tom from MySpace, man? And good old Tom, everybody's friend.
I know. Oh yeah. And you had to study coding just to create your profile.
Yeah, it was crazy, wasn't it? Social media has come a long way since then, hasn't it? You know, Mark Zuckerberg, good Lord, he's got a lot to answer for. I reckon Tom's got a contract out on him somewhere. Poor guy. Brilliant. So yeah, on your website also there's a shop on there.
Yes.
What can people get from the shop? Obviously your music. Are there other bits and pieces, other bits of merch on there people can get access to on there?
Yeah, so we're trying to keep the merch, as fresh as possible as we go along. We got a couple ranges of t-shirts. We got one with a mountain design.
Seen that one, yeah. I was looking at that one.
So that's based on our sort of deluxe album cover, and we also got some mugs. We got wristbands. We got some posters and stuff, and obviously all of the CDs are available on there. We do we like to do the personal touch, signed editions as well.
Excellent stuff.
We do limited runs of stuff as well. So once they're all sold out, that's it.
Yeah, collectibles.
Yeah,
excellent. Who doesn't want a collectible, man?
That's where it's at. Especially in these days where it's so easy to listen to a song, for instance.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got online, whereas if you've got a CD which is like a collectible, and there's only like a certain amount ever made, then something extra, isn't it? But
that's it. Yeah, it's just a little Brucey bonus, isn't it? That you can look after. What I tend to do sometimes is buy a collectible one and then buy the bog standard. Well, not the bog standard. This is obviously it's decent stuff as well if you buy it. But buy the standard CD and what have you as well. And then if there's like a limited edition vinyl or something like that, I'll get that. That'll look nice on the wall somewhere then, So yeah, best of both worlds. So don't be tight, guys. Firekind.com. Get on there for all your merchandise wants. Treat yourselves. Don't be tight. Buy two. Buy two. One to listen to and one to display. That's the way forward, I think.
It helps fund our tour. Helps fuel in the van, which gets us to the venues.
That's what it's all about. You've got to get there, eh?
Yeah.
If you don't get to the venues, there is no gig at the end of the day, So you've got a band van, have you then? Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a Sprinter. It's nice crew cab, TV screen in the back. It nips around the place, really comfortable. Well, we used to have a tour bus actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was an old school bus which we retrofitted. 6 bunks in it, kitchen area, bar, shower. It was incredible, but maximum speed was like 45 miles.
Yeah, that's not great, is it? It's other than that, it was fantastic, by the sound of things. You really sold it to me then, but yeah, I do tend to like to go over 60, but no more than 70.
Oh yeah, always stick to the
honest. Great stuff. So I bet you've had many a happy night in the Sprinter as well, then, have you?
Yeah, I mean we don't really sleep in it because you can just nip up and down the motorway. But in the tour bus, and when we did a European tour, we had some like epic sort of parties, especially in like in Belgium and in Amsterdam. Like back outside the venue, play some music, and then people passing by were like, "Come into the party bus," and
brilliant, man, brilliant. That's amazing, awesome. I've been to Amsterdam myself. That sounds like the icing on the cake for my Amsterdam experience. That
I think one venue we parked on this quiet road, and we're like, "Oh, this would be fine." And then we had this big party, and then we all crashed out in our bunks, and then at like 8 a.m, we could just hear like cars and engines and horns and stuff, and we opened the curtain and we were like busy traffic. Police everywhere, like, "Excuse me, you need to move."
Oh God, crikey! Shock, a hell of a wake-up call. Yeah, okay, ciao. Off we go. So you've done loads of gigs. You've done loads in the UK. You've done Europe as well. You just said you've done Thailand. If you were to highlight one moment, one gig, which sticks out in mind, would that be the Thailand one, or are there any others there?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like we always say the Thailand one because it was such an amazing experience, traveling halfway across the world, and like having people shout our name in the front, that was amazing, and the fact that we won it as well was just like the icing on the cake, and meeting all the other bands as well from all around the world, like the Australian band, we had the Crawford brothers, I think they're called, and we had. Yeah, go check them out. They're brilliant. They've won loads of awards, songwriting awards.
Yeah.
Great lads as well. Great chats with them, and yeah, so it's going to be the Thailand one, to be honest.
Yeah, fantastic. Nah, I knew the answer before I asked the question, really. Come on, but you know, that sounds like a fantastic gig, a fantastic experience, and to do it on a competition as well just makes it an all-out fantastic story as well. You know, you must be really proud of that.
Yeah, we were nervous as hell, to be honest. Like,
yeah, it goes without saying. Yeah, totally
terrified, but that's it. You know, once you've done your set, then you can just like relax and hope for the best.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. So what's next for Firekind then? What's next? So we're on the tail end of lockdown now. It kind of feels like we're out of it, at least for the time being. Touch wood. That's real wood, by the way. So what's next on the agenda? I know you've got the tour in October, but you know, there's a lot you can be doing before October in there. So tell us, give us a scoop, give us an exclusive if you can. What's going on? What's next?
Well, we're in the sort of middle of this album breakdown series at the moment, where we're you know, going through each track on the album, explaining a little bit of the history, where it came from, the ideas of it. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun making those videos. And
well, that's cool. Where can we see those? They're on the website, are they?
They're actually on our Facebook and Instagram channels, and they you know, eventually they'll go up on our YouTube. But yeah, Facebook and Instagram, you can check them out on the page. Okay, so they're on there right now. So it's Firekind on Facebook, Firekind on Instagram. They can look at those videos right now, talking about the tracks of the album, and where they came from and everything. Tell us about one of those tracks of the album. Where's it come from? Who writes the songs? Where do you get the ideas? Where do you get inspired from? What's the meanings behind the songs? So yeah, a lot of the core ideas comes from myself, and you know, I'm just in this studio playing my guitar and messing about, and then you know, maybe a little lick comes out or a chord progression, and then sort of build upon that, and then you know, take it to down on the bass. You know, oh, can you play this? And then to the rehearsal when the you know drums get involved and stuff, and then the whole song sort of formulates,
comes to life.
Yeah, that's generally how it sort of happens. Other times we'll just we'll head down to, we'll rent a cottage, you know, like in Cornwall or something. Yeah, and that's how we did write a lot of the tracks on the album. We went to a cottage in like Sennin Cove, which is like this lush, right down Land's End, set up in the living room of this little brick cottage. Squeeze the drums in, squeeze the guitar out in the bass, you know, and like just like that. But yeah, I've done a few gigs like that myself, mate. You know, just stuck in a corner. That's it, like, you know, oh, where are we playing tonight? Oh, you're over there. You're like, what? yeah. Can you play by the fireplace there, please? Yeah. Where? There's about that much room. Yeah, you have to put the drums on the bar if that's all right. Oh, you know, we had a 10-piece band the other night. It was fine. You're like, yeah, of course it did. Yeah, all playing triangles, yeah, or something. That's what they always say, innit? Yeah, of course they do. They're full of always full of cack, aren't they? But you know, it happens. Those gigs are sometimes the best, though, man. You know, where you're stuck in a corner. There's people all over you. Obviously, it can't happen at the moment, but because of you know, restrictions and distancing and everything. But so what's your next gig then? Have you got one lined up now, or aren't you allowed to say yet? Or we're going to announce one very shortly. So obviously it depends on when this interview comes out. But we're gonna, you know, we're gonna shout loud and about. Well, this one's out the week tomorrow, so you're allowed to tell us. Or not? Cool. Yeah. So we've got a support show coming up in July, sort of mid-late July. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. You sure? You're sure you don't want to elaborate? I do love pushing for an exclusive on this show, man. Come on, Jace. We're friends. We've been friends a long time. It's got to be what? Hang on. Yeah. 36 minutes now, mate. Come on. That's like a lifetime in there on a show. I know, but yeah, it's going to be our first sort of you know, first time we played the tracks live for a long time, so it's going to be epic. We might even squeeze out, you know, even a brand new track. Hey, good man. Excellent stuff. Yeah. Excellent. Well, brilliant. Well, I'll keep an eye on you anyway. I'll certainly be looking out for you when you come to Crumlin on the 22nd of October. You said that one was, yeah? Just searching my memory. I'm definitely not looking at something. I believe you. Thousands wouldn't. 22nd of October.
22nd of October. I thought you spun that one off rather quickly earlier on. You were bluffing me, were you? Brilliant. Well, I'm definitely going to try my best to come along to that one, mate. It's not far away from me. It's literally about 30 minutes away from me, Crumlin, all right? I'm in a little place called Merthyr Tydfil, so it's literally just over the valley. So,
I think you might have gigged in Merthyr Tydfil.
You might have done. Yeah, you may have done. There's a venue called The Crown. They're often has original bands on. So where else? If you go back in time, quite the while now, mind, there was a place called RM's as well. And there was a place called the Studio Bar as well, but that's now a pile of rubble now. So it's history. You won't be playing there again if you have.
No,
but yeah,
that's ring a bell actually. But this is going back a long time, so my memories.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nah, that's cool, man. Well, regardless, if you've played in Merthyr or not, I'm definitely going to try my best to come along to Crumlin on the 22nd of October. Anyone else who's local to me, come along with me, guys. We'll have a blast. We'll get tanked up. We'll get some good music, and we'll rock out. It'll be awesome. But no, it'd be nice. We'd have a beer and what have you then as well. That'd be fantastic. I'm well up for that.
Definitely come and say hi, and yeah, we'll have a beer. Definitely.
100%, I will, my man. 100%. I know some new friends of mine who were on the other week, Sons of Liberty. They're also playing in the same venue.
Yes.
In December, I think they're there. So I'm going to make an effort to try and go down and see them as well. It's
great band.
It's nice to do that and just show a bit more support and just show I'm not just a guy trying to get people on for an interview. Let's go and have a chat and have a beer and show some support for your music.
Definitely.
Live. And there's nothing better than a live show.
Yeah. Oh, no feeling like it.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Well, I wish you every success. So you're not going to need luck, so we're not going to wish you luck. Keep doing what you're doing. Before we wrap up in closing, any shouts, plugs, acknowledgements, or anything we might not have touched on that you'd like to drop in before we wrap it up, Chase?
Yeah, sure. I just want to say a massive thanks to our sort of Facebook group moderator, Abby. You know, she's like been a fan of ours for a long time and doing an amazing job. So like,
shout out to you, Abby.
Yeah, the fans, you gotta appreciate the fans, and like we do so more than ever, like especially through lockdown when we can't actually get out. The fans are what's kind of keeping it all together. So a massive thank you to Abby and everyone else who's on our Facebook group as well. If you're not on the Facebook group, make sure you get on. Loads of sneak peeks on there, and the mailing list, also on the mailing list. If you join the mailing list, you get 2 sort of unheard of acoustic tracks, which will be out. Yeah.
Bonus.
I
like it.
Only via the mailing list.
Only via the mailing list. And the mailing list, is that via the website, is it? Or is that, yep.
You can sign up on the website.
Sign up on the website one last time. That's firekind.com. Okay, guys, so get yourselves onto the mailing list. 2 little Brucey bonuses for free as well, might I add, for free. You know? So you can't fault that. Excellent, Jace. Jace, well, thanks for coming on with me, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Again.
Pleasure's all mine. Thanks so much, Caiman. Yeah, great chatting.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Well, anything else you've got coming up, if you want to come back and have a natter again, you're always welcome. My show's now your show, my friend, okay?
What's mine is yours.
Top, man. Hopefully I'll catch you in Crumlin, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Failing that, have a great time gigging, getting back out there. I'm sure it's going to be all sorts of awesome, and I'll definitely see you down the line somewhere, all right, mate? Look after yourself.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Jason from Firekind, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo!